there, my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell, so you're notified when new videos drop. So I was sick yesterday. I was sick yesterday. I completely ran out of energy. I didn't make this video yesterday when I planned to. So I felt better this morning when I woke up, and I've recorded a whole bunch of videos. Now I'm feeling sick again. You getting me? This is basically the end of my energy for the day. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to be able to record for the day, but it's a good one. It's the one that's energized me. It's a video that I want to get to. It's a cool. So those little scamps at Screenrant. They find their complete ignorance of Doctor Who absolutely no barrier in talking about Doctor Who. It's absolutely incredible. I love them dearly. I love them dearly. I love them dearly, and I bring their insanity to you so you can enjoy it as much as I do, and I enjoy it a lot. We're going to be reading through one of their articles where they really just don't realise that they've just talking about Trial of the Time Lord. They haven't picked that up at all. Or they're Deadly Assassin to a certain extent as well. But they think they made major revelations, but no, they have not. Anyway, before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'd be fantastic. That'd be double dosing. Can you hit the share button? That would also be absolutely fantastic. But the most fantastic button to press, is, of course, the subscribe button. I do like people hitting the subscribe buttons. I am a bit of a subscriber whore. That is true. I am absolutely a bit of a subscriber whore. But I'm also a whore for my subscribers, baby. Whatever you want, I will do. And it's really kind of true. I mean, listen, I'm not going to, eat pork or something. But if you want me to cover something, I'll look at anything, mate. I'm quite other than porn. Okay, I'm not going to do reviews of porn parody. I was going to say porn parody or porn in general, right? Really, no. Other than that, I'll do whatever you guys really want. I'm really quite and that's including smut. I'm happy to look at smut, just not porn. Okay, wherever that line is for you, whatever it is. So hit the subscribe button. That'd be great. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube do take subscribers off me. I'm not sure why. They think because they just love me so much. They love me so incredibly. They figure that we can't give your goodness to too many people. So if you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. If you want to be fan dabby double dozy, go check out my Indiegogo, 2 incredible graphic novels, which these campaign I've been trying to end for the last 3 weeks. I've been trying to get to, and now I'm finally at this last piece of artwork. I nearly had it ready to debut on Tuesday, and then I put it out on my live stream and said, "Oh, go for this direction instead." So I've been waiting to do that. So anyway, I'm wrapping this up shortly because I want to mail them out, and I want to launch my new campaign, which I'm really quite excited about. Anyway, so this one, 2 frickin' awesome graphic novels. We got Biblical Bible Stories, the Atheists, Creationists, Radicalists, and Rogues. It's a very biblically accurate comic book, 220 pages long. It's kind of like one of those early Vertigo books, like Sandman or Hellblazer, if you know those. That kind of vibe. We got The Imperium, a love letter to telefancy of the 1960s, art by the incredible Dominic Racho. Essentially, imagine James Bond, Doctor Who, Emma Pill, the Black Slab from 2001, and a monkey in a spacesuit all together in one supergroup. Who would not want that? We have a bunch of extras. You get these cards, the For the Male Gaze cards, based on things that turn me on as a youth, and they still pretty much turn me on today. Is that right, Perry? Oh yes, that's very right. You see, she agrees with me. I can't disagree with you there. We have this one. I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain, and this one which I guess committed because I think it's a card that we all need to have. The Force is female. If we hit $8 grand, everybody gets this poster for free. A Bohemian in Time and Space. Again, Dominic Racho. Hey, look, this guy's never seen Doctor Who before, and he's just so nailed it. Like it's really good. Yeah, it really kills me there's not any good Doctor Who comics anymore, but he really nailed it. I think we're gonna hit $8 grand. That means everybody's gonna get it. We also have this one. This is an add-on. Look again. Look how good he did with this. I mean, he just never seen Doctor Who and totally nailed it. That's called The Eyes Have It. We have Great Balls of Fire, and we have Forever Young. And however we do, we all we all do well together. That's the way Indiegogo goes. Indiegogo goes? I guess so. Fine. Let's look at this article from Screenrant. Those little scamps are at it again. Doctor Who theory. The Doctor has rewritten Gallifrey's past. Well, yes, I think Chris Chibnall has rewritten Gallifrey's past and the Doctor's past. And yes, that's the reason that Doctor Who fans are a bit miffed, okay? That's the reason. That's the reason why they're not going, oh, yay! No. They're not happy about this in any way, shape, or form. The Masters Destroy Gallifrey in Season 12. Nah, I think, honestly, for me, Doctor Who ended by Peter Capaldi's regeneration. I think if any future production team or anything that has any reference to this, they're just going to decanonize themselves. I was just listening to the 9th Doctor Adventures by Big Finish, which are pretty darn good. I have to say, they exceeded my expectations. I was very happy with them. But Nick Briggs in the who wrote it and is the voice of the Daleks, who are not in the box set, obviously because whatever, the Daleks were a surprise to the Doctor. He mentioned that he was talking to Chris Chibnall in the interviews. I'm like, why would you bring that up? Right? Like, why would you bring that up? No, don't do that. So yeah, this is all nonsense. It's not Doctor Who. I mean, for me, it's just so not Doctor Who. It so doesn't matter. But I really don't care what they do. The only problem I really have now in watching and reviewing the show, because again, I have no emotional connection. It doesn't hurt me whatever they do, right? It's so boring. It's just so bad and so boring. And Jodie Whittaker's performance is so bad. It's just so epic. It's so painful to watch. But not because they're travelling over Doctor Who, because I don't feel that it is Doctor Who. So it just sort of seems, but the Doctor may have already changed the history of the entire Time Lord race. Pray tell, how would they do that? The Doctor could have unwittingly rewritten the history of the Time Lords in Doctor Who Season 12, setting up a dramatic twist in Season 13. I can guarantee there will be dramatic twists. I don't think any of them will be thought through or will make sense. But yes, okay, dramatic twist. Gallifrey Society was old when the universe was young, as revealed in Doctor Who Season 12's finale. As revealed in the War Games. I wish I would just have watched this show, right? I really do. It was revolutionized by an explorer named Tectuan. We never heard of. Stumbled across a being known as the Timeless Child. Yeah, all this is bollocks. All this is bollocks. I mean, really, it's just not very good. Now hit that. Okay, I just had an interesting thought. If a universe a reality controlling wizard could come to me and say, Tzvi, I will erase this from history. I'll unpick this from time. All you have to do is lick my balls. Because I thought bollocks. Would you indeed lick my balls to get rid of the Timeless Child? Oh yeah, I really like Doctor Who, but I don't know. I don't think I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I always thought of myself as somebody who cared about his fellow man, cared about the world we find ourselves in, but I don't think I could fix this, even if that was the cost. So that's an interesting aside that we got there today. Originating from a mysterious boundary to another universe, to universal plane of existence or something, we don't really care because it doesn't make sense. The Timeless Child possesses the ability to regenerate. A Tectuan learn how to duplicate the necessary genes in order to transform citizens of Gallifrey Citadel into the first two Time Lords by murdering her adoptive daughter over and over again. So again, let's just say out the reason for the Timeless Children. It wasn't to add a new mystery to Doctor Who or open it up to new stories. No, it was to make the Doctor not white and not male. It was to dilute that evil white maleness from the Doctor, which racists like Chris Chibnall find so problematic. As old as the Time Lord Society may be, though, Gallifrey still proved ill-fated. The Time Lords were ultimately caught up in the Time War with the Daleks, with both the Daleks and Time Lord believed rendered extinct at the end of the terrible conflict. Fortunately, okay, so he's seen some of the Christopher Eccleston run then, or at least somebody told him. Fortunately, the ancient Time Lord race super weapon called the Moment. Really fortunate. A super weapon with a conscience had other ideas and brought together multiple incarnations of the Doctor to avert the destruction. Yeah, okay, fine. They saw the 60th anniversary. And the Doctor transported Gallifrey into a pocket dimension of some kind, but it was subsequently destroyed again by the Master in Doctor Who Season 12. Yes, that's another reason why it was bollocks. Right, that's another reason why Season 12 is unwatchable, unending bollocks. Which, again, I'm not licking to get rid of it. But let me know in the comments. Would you lick the wizard's balls to get rid of season 12? Or season 11 and 12. But history may well be in flux. That's a way of saying we've made mistakes and we don't know how to fix it. History may well be in flux. In Doctor Who season 12, the Doctor seems to have interacted with Gallifrey's distant past. She may have unwittingly changed the entire timeline. If this is the case, she sets up a dramatic story for Doctor Who season 12 to explore. Now, I do agree that she may have inadvertently destroyed Gallifrey or screwed things up, right? I completely agree that might have gone down, right? Because that's kind of the thing. That's the Jodie Whittaker Doctor thing, that she's a massive screw up, right? That she's just a complete disaster. You know, remember when Captain Jack, who we're never going to see again because he's cancelled, traveled through time to tell the companions, don't give the Cyberium to the lone Cyberman, who looked pretty good. Don't do that. It will destroy humanity. So the Doctor gave the Cyberium to the lone Cyberman, and it destroyed humanity. And she was like, oh, I'll fix it. And she didn't. She forgot. Because she's useless. That's this Doctor. She's useless. Doctor Who season 12 revealed William Hartnell was not the first Doctor. Well, not really. We don't know where these other Doctors fit in. The Doctor is in fact the timeless child whose being whose history predates the timeless. Yeah, we said all this. The Doctor's memories of her earlier incarnations have presumably been erased by time. Yeah, there's a lot of bollocks they haven't said out. See, I don't understand. Like, why did Chris Chibnall think anyone's going to stick around to hear him slowly drip out this insanely bad story that just damages Doctor Who? Like, oh yeah, and I'm going to stick around. No, most people didn't, did they? The Doctor's memory of erased by technology akin to chameleon arch. Meaning that they are an unknown member of the Doctors, unknown number of the Doctors out there. No, there are infinite Doctors. Everybody's a Doctor, right? Everybody's got to see themselves the Doctor, so everybody's now the Doctor. So the Doctor can't die, and it's a kind of a boring show at this point. And one of them, presumably the Doctor introduced in the episode The Fugitive of the Judoon, played by Joe Martin, described as a forgotten Doctor by the production team, says Hartnell's habit is referring to the TARDIS as her ship and has no idea what a sonic screwdriver is. Two key pieces of evidence supporting that she is pre-Hartnell. Okay, evidence, but it's not set in stone. Again, all the Screen Rant, this is all being erased, mate. Every bit of this is going to be erased. No one's going to remember it. The Forgotten Doctor worked for a secret Time Lord group called the Division. Yeah, I get it. Why not use CIA? But whatever. Which appears to be a clandestine organization that secretly breaks Gallifrey's rules by the CIA, in other words, the Celestial Intervention Agency, if you not by meddling in the universe affairs in order to serve Time Lord's interests. The division presumably evolved into Celestial Intervention Agency, similar group. No, it was just bollocks they hadn't thought through. And they used the CIA back in Deadly Assassin because it was more contemporary then. It was a riff on the Manchurian Candidate, I think. Yeah, it was. So yeah, that's when the CIA sounded like a cool sounding thing. Now the Division sounds cooler. A similar group that forced the Doctor to work for them on many occasions of the classic series of Doctor Who. So they read on Wikipedia, I assume. If they are indeed the nascent CIA, then okay, you're making a lot of assumptions here. Nascent CIA, the Division will be involved in some seriously shady business. Evidently, the Forgotten Doctor had enough of it by the end, and she went on the run using the chameleon arts to hide. Yeah, again, ripping off thing after thing after thing. Unbelievable. The Judoon invaded. Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor stumbled upon the Forgotten Doctor when the Judoon invaded Gloucester in the 21st. Oh God, yeah. And at the end of that story, where neither of them knew who each other was, but they both had a TARDIS and a police box shaped TARDIS, right? And it was a complete mystery, like what's going on. Then they decided, yeah, I don't care. I'm just going to go because that's the writing in Doctor Who in 2020 and 2021. I assume in 2021. Events quickly escalated out of control. Of course, Whittaker's Doctor was involved. With Whittaker's Doctor confronted by Gallifreyan agent called Gat, who hired the Jadoon in the first place, another stunning and brave woman. The Doctor shared a mental link with Gat, revealing that Gallifrey's freight to her, while Gat was killed shortly afterwards. I forgot all of this, because who cares? It's important to note that the whole conversation was witnessed by the Jadoon, who had been confirmed as keeping holographic records, everything around. Blimey! This is a bit of a stretch, mate. I mean, really? The Doctor has long since established it is dangerous for anybody to know their future. I think we all know that, don't we? But this is the worst case scenario because the Doctor had literally told the Time Lords they are doomed. Yeah, this sounds like something Jodie Whittaker's Doctor would do. Fine, I think you might actually have some grounds for this. The Time Lords are both indomitable and tremendously creative, possessing technology to rewrite history, even to change what should otherwise be fixed points of time. This was demonstrated in the Time War, when the Time Lords and the Daleks created and destroyed billions of time. You don't know any of this stuff! Oh my god, this is just inferred. It's easy to imagine that the Time Lords, what the Time Lords would do with knowledge they were destined for destruction. Would they change it? This is not how it's going down. You are paid way too... How much more? Okay, only 2 paragraphs. You are paid way too much attention. You pay way more attention than Chris Chibnall has. No one's going to be thinking about this. Again, especially not the production team. Doctor Who Season 12 has transformed the relationship of Doctor of the Time Lords, perfectly positioning the Time Lords to become Doctor Who's ultimate enemy. Again, have you not seen Trial of the Time Lord, right? Trial of the Time Lord basically says you are the ultimate. We're all in the nursery compared to the Time Lords. Yeah, they had that whole big speech. This is not new. This is not new. And Deadly Assassin really set up how nefarious, the Time Lord politics could be. The relationship between the Doctor and the Time Lords has always felt strained, but in the past she had a degree of loyalty to them. This is her first interaction. Based again, why are we not using gender neutral if the Doctor's gender neutral terms? Why don't we say here or whatever the stupid things they do? A degree of loyalty to them based on the simple fact they were our own people. The bad feeling between the Time Lords and the Doctor was pretty much erased by the Time War, where he ended up fighting for them, right? And then they came back. He was like, yeah, okay, whatever. She has been disabused of that notion. But she knew all this. No, unless she's a moron who doesn't know, what's going on. It's Jodie Whittaker's Doctor has been disabused of that notion, having learnt that she is in fact far older and subjected to years of experiment, literally killing her countless times over by her mother. Meaning Doctor can react to Time Lords like any other foe. What, like lecture them pompously and then lose? Yeah, that's basically what she does. The stage is logically set. There is nothing logical about this. The stage is logically set for a dramatic confrontation of the Time Lords, who know more about the Doctor's past than she does herself. No, they don't. No, the Master found all this, and this was all hidden. Then she does herself. Attempt to change the future by learning more about it. Okay. What's more, the Time Lords would be willing to go to any lengths to save themselves for the glory of Gallifrey. Again, look, Thomas Bacon, I think, is the guy who wrote this, right? You're a frustrated writer. Write your own fanfic, mate. Okay, this is kind of bollocks. Okay, write your Jodie fanfic, but nobody's going to read it because nobody really likes Jodie. That's really the bottom line. I mean, she has fans, but no one's going to read it, mate. History has always been in flux in Doctor Who. Indeed, the fluidity of the timeline has always been an excuse for crazy continuity. I always used faction paradox, which were like they were big in the 90s and 2000s, I think, in the book range, as a way of explaining the unit dating issue with Mordrin Undead. Whatever. The 13th Doctor would be perfectly positioned. Oh, you see, you've already said that. To become aware of the changes in the Time Lords and make to the Time Lords to the Time Lords to attempt to save themselves. She would have to choose whether to allow the Time Lords to return or whether to oppose them. Their Time Lords are all dead. Who cares? They blew them up with some particle? I can't remember. Believing the sanctity of the timeline to be maintained, it would be a fascinating ethical decision to face Doctor Who in Season 13. Don't give Jodie fascinating ethical decisions. You know how I know that? Go and watch Genesis of the Daleks, right? And we have Tom Baker as one of the most fascinating, what word am I trying to say? Fascinating, one of the fascinating ethical decisions. And he decides to blow up the Daleks for all time. He holds the two wires. He said, "Do I have the right?" And it's one of the greatest speeches of all time. Now imagine Jodie Whittaker trying to give that speech, okay? That's why she shouldn't be having fascinating ethical discussion decisions, because she's a moron! Well, she plays it like a moron. I think she probably is a moron. She's one of the Twitterati. So, yeah, she's probably a moron, especially given that she has lost any reason to view the Time Lords as anything other than enemies. Okay, very good. Oh, shut up. Shut up! Oh! You know, it's like watching the episode of Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who. You go in, you think, I'm just going to get through this. I'm going to, it'll be over, it'll be done, it won't be so terrible. It's worse than you can possibly imagine. It's always worse than you can possibly imagine. That is Screenrant, talking about Doctor Who. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.